how did we get here? Well, let me tell you. I bought my first car, debuted it in a film that I sadly never released, lost it to a drunk driver, and then my dad bought a Civic because of Matt Armstrong's poorly colored Porsche.
Wait.
Having no prior mechanical experience, I put myself to the test to rebuild the car.
This car is in desperate need of a lot of work. The steering wheel is ripped up, the interior is disgusting, it's gonna need some new seats, the doors are a little bit tattered. As you saw on the front tire, it's destroyed. So, we're gonna start fixing it. We already have some good news. There's actually a cover for the steering wheel in the back of the car. We need to get the front tire off. We need to take a look at everything. So, let's throw this car on some jacks and let's see what we can get done.
Immediately after hoisting the car, we can see that there are some problems with the passenger side. The driver's side wheel spins, the front fender is a little broken, and we have way too much camber in the opposite direction for a drift car.
We're gonna figure this one out. I have to disassemble all of this. And I have no idea what I'm doing. So after taking off my first ever tire, this has quite some damage. It just has this massive hole taken out. And this is the inside of the rim. I don't even know how it got this beat up. If we take a look at the actual interior, you can see things are just disconnected. Control arms are bent. It looks like there's some damage in there. I can't quite see what it is. I also just have zero of any idea of what I'm doing. And we're gonna do what I can up until my dad gets home. Because, well, this is his car, this is his project. I'm just here along for the ride.
Having so many things broken and bent, I began removing any bolt that I could find. I started with the shock on the top, removing the one bolt that you were never supposed to remove on the shock. Then I slowly worked my way down to get out any bolt that I could find and get a socket on. And as you can imagine, trying to get out a strip or a pin bolt, this was not as easy as I thought.
After it has been now 5 hours of working on getting everything out, we have finally disconnected the entire rotor and axle. There's just sludge everywhere. So we pulled everything out of the whole entire wheel well. Tie rods, control arm, which this is absolutely destroyed if you just take a look at that. But yeah, so we managed to get everything out. I am now disgusting. But now it's a waiting game. What?
Hey, guess who's 11 in 3 days?
You ready? I ordered center caps for the tires. We've still got the chairs that we've sprayed. Just all of that needs to come out, obviously. We'll eventually need to replace the brake line. Yeah, so once you get all of that done, because Charlotte's working on the interior, then we'll start getting it good, and then we'll start, you know, making it fun and nice and all of that jazz.
Jumping right back into it, I decided to remove the front fender to make things a little bit easier to work on the inside. I removed the last part of the drive shaft and started removing the final point of the tie rod.
Oh?
So this is my younger sister.
What's up? I don't know where that just went.
She's going to be help us fixing the Civic because eventually one day this is going to be her car. But I don't have a car. Parents have a rental. That is the rental. Parents have a rental for 30 days, and we have 14 days to fix this Civic.
30 nights. They traveled on the wilderness.
Anyway, we have 14 days to finish this Civic and make it running on the road so that I can use it and I can give that car back to my parents. All right, so this is all of the components that we're gonna be replacing. I haven't pulled these out yet because I didn't think that we were gonna be taking those out, but I guess that we are. So I'm also gonna be honest, I don't know what 90% of any of this is actually called. I love auto, I love cars. I don't know the actual names of like any of the parts, but you know what, we'll get there with time. That's gone. That's what we're looking for, right there. That's the one. So, I guess we're going to take some more stuff apart, and then we're gonna put some more stuff together. Oh wait, dude, look, there's another one. What? Oh, dude, wait, this is the whole configuration. This is both the driver and the passenger side.
Yes.
Big brain. All right, now I need to figure out which is the left and which one's the right. This one's the passenger side. Let's go.
While Charlotte and my dad removed the rest of the interior, I took off the anti-roll bar connections, put on the new tie rod, and started installing the new shock. I had to remove the old bolts in order to get the new knuckle on. The next step was the drive shaft. I had to do a little bit of backtracking here in order to actually get it in, but once it was in, I was scared to lower the car.
Oh no! Oh, that was so scary. Let's go!
With the last things in this area being the new brake line connection and the disc brakes, I built up my first caliper, got everything installed, but then I realized I had made a mistake.
Hang on. Dude, I swear. No, don't do this to me. Oh my gosh. Ah! We have a slight problem.
A slight problem? I don't know. Why? What do you... Our Honda turned into a Nissan? That's the problem?
I didn't know that the shocks were dependent on each side.
Yeah?
I thought that they were universal for one
No.
side on each.
So you have to undo the whole thing and redo it.
I have that whole configuration complete. And I need to undo it.
Well, just the shock though, right?
Well, yeah, but in order to do that, I'm gonna have to take off the disc, I'm gonna have to take off the caliper.
No. Do not disassemble that whole thing. You do not. Just take those 2 bolts off, and then the 3 bolts up top here, and that piece should swing out and slide out, and then this will drop, and that's okay. This will drop. Oh, looks like you got that reconnected.
Yep, the whole brake line's in, and
So yeah, just take those bolts off and then redo that. It should be an easy fix. It'll drop down a little bit when you pull that off, just for support.
Under
Put
the
the jack
control arm.
underneath it for support. Take the bolts off, and then when you lower the jack, it should lower it away.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
With everything making sense, I
Don't worry
started to
about it.
take off the old shock,
Steal one
but
from
I had
Try for it.
another problem.
So we have a slight problem. With the shock,
Jacob's got butterfingers.
no, I don't have butterfingers. Honda's just stupid at designing stuff. The shocks are held on by 3 bolts that sit up in the frame. Those bolts are held on by these nuts. Inside of here, behind all of this plastic, the frame just drops down. I was taking off one of the bolts, one of the nuts off of the bolts, and it just fell straight down. So, we're gonna try and get it out with a magnet stick, and if we can't, then we're just gonna have a bolt rattling inside the Civic until the rest of its days.
Spending about 5 minutes just to get it, I began to give up hope.
Shut up! Shut up! No, stop!
Then a miracle came along.
Don't say I'm not the best. Good job. Let's go! Ah! Good job. Now I gotta take apart the rest of the shock. Ah! Whatever. Woohoo!
After fixing my little mistake, we got the old shock out, the new shock in, and I was back on track to rebuilding the Civic.
So, now, after a full entire day of taking apart the car and fixing it, taking out all these parts, it doesn't look like much has changed. Everything is black and everything is brand new, but super excited with the progress on where it's going. We were able to get the bolts and the nuts back out. We were able to get everything back in. So with that, I think we're gonna close it out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.